I never saw anything like it. Must be the water.
I grew up in St. Olaf, and most of my family still lives there.
Oh, no offense, dearie. I didn't say that everyone there was an idiot. It just seemed, though, that per capita they had more than their share.
Oh, well, per capita, you're probably right.
Honey, do you still think you can fly?
Yes.
Fine. Then if you're going to fly, you're going to have to take me with you. Do you still want to do it?
Absolutely.
I really should have paid closer attention during that refresher course back at the junior college.
Oh, my God. He's flying.
Just make it a young black man. Why, I could name 10 fine, rich, young black men off the top of my head.
Wait just a minute till I get a pencil.
Mama, I love Michael. I don't care about his color. Honey, it's just a phase. Ever since Diana Ross started marrying white men, everyone's got to have one.
Rose, what in hell are you doing? It is 2 a.m.
Well, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to get up and make a batch of Sparehöven Krispies. It's an ancient Scandinavian midnight snack.
I guess after a night of pillaging and raping, a Viking wants a little something to go with his cocoa. Yeah, but it would have been more touching if it hadn't been a felony.
Well, still, though, it just goes to show your hair may turn gray, your skin may wrinkle, but you're never too old for romance. So don't give up, girls.
Oh, I think he sounds really nice.
He is. We've had a wonderful time together these past few weeks. You know, girls, I really like him. And I think he likes me.
Just don't ruin it and sleep with him.
Of course not, Ma. I only do that with men I plan to scar psychologically.
Boy, it's really coming down out there.
I've never been through a hurricane before.
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. I've been through a couple of hurricanes. Actually, they could be kind of fun. I remember one when I was married.
Married?
Married.
It's the Gatlin brothers, Rose. The Kaplan brothers are those gentlemen standing right there.
You're dumping me and Rose for those 2 yutzes?
Oh, Ma, believe me, it's for the best. If we split up, we double our chances of going home with something.
Cut the bull. You don't want us because you think we're too stupid.
30 seconds to air. Take your places, please.
Oh, don't be mad, Ma.
Get bent. We're going to cream you.
Oh, hi, Ma.
Anybody want a lasagna?
I thought you made that for your gentleman friend.
He didn't want it. He said he had lunch already, so I offered to go over to his place tonight and warm it up for supper. He said no.
Sophia, honey, the key is to make a man think you're not interested in him. Offering to make him dinner just made you look too easy.
Please, black underwear and pasties couldn't make me look easy.
I remember my mother making me practice the tuba 3 hours a day, 7 days a week for 10 years. Oh, I hated it. But it finally paid off.
I didn't know you played the tuba.
Oh, I don't. No, I gave it up. But I can blow 32 pounds of air into a tire in less than a minute.
Is Jeremy coming over in a taxi, or is he driving the rental car to the airport?
He's taking the car.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. Oh, I guess this is it.
Oh, I hate these moments.
Me too. I never did learn how to say goodbye.
Oh, there's so many ways to say farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, adios, hasta luego.
Get lost.
See, there's another one. Good, Dorothy.
Innocence, wholesomeness, naivety. I see a woman with a fuller figure, wider hips, wider eyes. Rose.
Wise beyond her years. When the cafe is closed, she takes him home with her. 3 glorious days they make love and drink wine. He returns to his command, prepared to lead his people through whatever battles need to be fought. Dorothy, that young peasant girl, was me. And that young man was Winston Churchill.
Doctor, we have been together for 5 years, and we're just getting on each other's nerves.
Why? Why is that?
Because Dorothy is impossible to live with.
That's right.
The real problem is you, Blanche. You are selfish.
Oh, please. Everybody says what a giving person I am.
She's talking about when you're in an upright position.
I've put away a little money, Dorothy. It's not nearly enough, but you're welcome to it.
Oh, Rose.
Well, I could lend you a couple of $100. I'd planned on putting it toward my cruise to the Bahamas, but what the heck.
Oh, thank you, girls.
I'll just buy a couple of Harry Belafonte tapes.
I really appreciate
And
this.
limbo under the clothesline.
But I can't accept it.
Okay.
Oh, morning, girls.
Morning.
Hey, what got you two up and out so early?
Oh, I wanted to show Sven as many of the sights as possible today.
Did you get a picture of him with that Mr. Whipple cut out at the A&P?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it. Good night, Ted, and bye.
Bye.
Collins, party of 2, please.
Oh, may I borrow this room? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The gentleman at table 5 in the blue suit is impotent. Bon appetit. You know what her problem is? She cannot stand to see anyone else happy.
Calm down, Dorothy. I'll brew you some tea.
I don't want any tea.
Oh, but this is a special blend. It's very soothing.
Rose, have you been drinking much of this?
Only at night when I can't sleep.
This is loaded with caffeine.
But we need caffeine, especially women our age, or our bones will get brittle and we'll walk all stiff.
Ma, you promised you'd stay in your room until the meeting was over.
Who am I, Alf? I was hungry.
You were spying.
So what? He's a wimp, Dorothy.
For your information, Gil Kessler is a very bright man, an honest and devoted civic leader, and probably the biggest wimp I've ever known in my life. Why not?
Because they will use it as a propaganda ploy to convince the whole world that all Americans are as dumb as Rose. And that would rock the very foundation of our government, undermine our great leaders, and potentially topple our entire democracy.
Rocky IV had a profound effect on you, didn't it?
What's the point? I can't do this.
Of course you
Honey,
can,
you were
Rose.
doing just fine. Well, that's because you were here. Tomorrow I'll be out there all alone, staring at my relatives who'll be ready to hoot and snicker at the first crack in my voice. They'll think I'm an idiot.
Please, it's family. They know you're an idiot.
Is that what this is all about? You think I put a curse on you?
Well, it's true. You got mad at us for firing you. That's why you reversed that love potion you gave me.
Honey, that wasn't love potion. That was Chanel number 5.
I'm not buying that. Dorothy uses Chanel number 5 all the time and she never attracts men.
Morning, everyone.
Oh, Marguerite, I feel so terrible.
What's the matter with her?
She's a little upset. She just found out that Gene Shalit wants his hair to look that way.
I'm reading this Spock book on baby care, and he says it's very important for a young child to have a male role model around during its formative years. Now, what are we going to do?
We'll all wear Yankee caps and scratch our behinds after every beer.
Just answer.
Yes, Ma, I think you're cute.
Would you say cute, verging on adorable?
Sophia, what's this all about?
Just picture my face on this jar filled with my tomato sauce. We could put Paul Newman out of business.
Ma, if you had your choice of a spaghetti sauce with your picture on it or Paul Newman's picture on it, which would you choose?
Back to square one?
Get him back. I want my Teddy.
But, honey, she's just a child. You can't expect a child to give back a toy. Now, you do understand, don't you?
Just cut the crap and get back the damn bed.
Ma, you can't afford that.
That's why I'm doing alterations. You think I need a wardrobe this size to go to Mulberry Street and squeeze a zucchini?
Oh, Ma.
What's so funny?
I lied.
I wanted the job so that we could buy Pop a television for his birthday.
Then it's settled. You buy us one, we'll buy you one.
What?
Salvador and I would like you to move in with us.
Forget it. I am not moving in.
Why not?
Let me tell you a story. Picture it. Sicily, 1881. A beautiful young peasant girl.
Mama, not another story.
Sophia, come closer.
Hello? Person to person from the Duke of Windsor to Queen Elizabeth?
Oh, that's for me. That's my Phil. Hello? The Queen's not here. She went shopping. Thanks for calling, Phil, and send my love to the Damn. Every year they catch on quicker and quicker. Not bad. You got another date with Captain Marvelous?
Mr. Terrific! I can see you didn't read many comic books when you were a child.
Hey, we had comic books in Sicily. My favorite was Benito the Hood. He lived in the forest with his band of merry thugs. Benito was very popular.
You mean because he stole from the rich and gave to the poor?
I said Benito the Hood, not Benito the Idiot. He stole from everyone and kept it for himself.
Grandma, this is my fiancée, Lorraine, and this is her mother and her 2 aunts.
Oh, wait. This is your fiancé?
Yeah, that's right.
You couldn't find someone your own age?
What is that supposed to mean?
No offense, but it means your daughter looks like she's been around the block more times than a good humor man.
That tastes like cheesecake, fresh strawberries, and chocolate ice cream.
My gosh, you're right. That is the best thing I have ever tasted.
This is delicious.
Hey, give me a break. You can't smell that from the hall.
Yeah, but it would have been more touching if it hadn't been a felony.
Well, still, though, it just goes to show your hair may turn gray, your skin may wrinkle, but you're never too old for romance. So don't give up, girls. 3 men and no baby. They kept passing me around and kissing me and powdering my behind.
So what was so disturbing?
Well, I woke up and I'd only gotten to sleep with Steve Gutenberg. I'm not even sure who he is.
Just fine. Stan's Fornack doesn't have to beg a woman to get into bed. Women come to me.
Yeah, right after they get the approval number on your MasterCard.
Good night.
Oh, shut up. Can I get you another slice of cake, Uncle Angelo?
No, thank you.
I'll take a slice, darling.
No problem, sweetheart.
Hurry back, dumpling.
My feet have wings, barf bag. Blanche, that entire introduction was nothing but lies.
I know, and I just loved it. Did you hear that applause?
Is that all you care about, money and applause?
And sex. For which I generally get applause. Like when I say men are blinded by my beauty. They're not really blinded. They get their sight back in a day or two.
Oh, Barbara, this is my mother, Sophia.
Ah, Sophia, your daughter is one of the most beautiful people I've ever met.
Boy, you writers never stop using your imagination. Well, goodbye.
Barbara, that is such a stunning brooch. Wherever did you get it?
Oh, I was in Morocco working on a novel, not to mention a dashing young Moroccan.
Oh!
When I had a severe attack of writer's block. My head was devoid of all ideas and thoughts.
That happens to me a lot.
Do you write?
No. Why do you ask?
Look, the only reason I came over here was so you wouldn't cause a scene at the chow wagon when I fired you.
Fired us?
You heard me. And no story you could tell is going to change my mind.
Not even the one we could tell your father about how his car got dented while you were doing wheelies and not while it was sitting in the parking lot?
You wouldn't do that, would you?
Hey, she's your grandmother. Has she ever lied to you?
So now tell us, which one of us is it going to be? Dorothy here, or Rose, or a woman whose breasts you once described as perfect champagne glass-sized orbs of dancing loveliness?
Blanche, I did not say that.
Well, you agreed when I said it.
We're scared.
Scared of what?
Now, Dorothy, don't you laugh, but we're scared of the aliens.
Blanche, how many times have I told you not to call them the aliens? They are the Chungs, and they happen to be very nice.
They're not very nice. They eat dogs.
Ma, they do not eat dogs.
Right. It's just a coincidence that not one ever pees on their lawn. Does anyone around here ever go to bed?
I can't sleep, Ma. I can't work. I can't eat. All I can do is think about how I'm going to raise the rest of that $2,500.
I wish I had it, Pussycat.
Oh, I know, Ma. If you had it, you'd give it to me.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said I wish I had it.
I am never getting into a car with you again, ever.
I can't believe you're being such a wimp.
Ma, you went through the stop sign, you hit a mailbox, you almost ran over Mrs. Burlfine.
Please, the woman's already in a wheelchair. How much more damage could I do?
The Marines are looking for a few good men who have not slept with Blanche Devereaux.
Just what are you trying to imply?
Slut trash?
Now, girls, settle down before you say something you'll both regret. I woke you up, didn't I? And I better have a good reason. Well, I do. I got a great idea for Gil's campaign. I'm making these bird feeders with his name on them to send around.
To be perfectly honest, she's closer to 10. Blanche, could I see you in the kitchen just for a moment? Was there anything we can get you? Coffee, tea, pair of Levi's?
Why don't we use our time constructively and work on your eulogy? Now, what are you planning to say, honey?
I don't know. I'll probably start out talking about Aunt Gretchen, the person. She was always a very rigid person.
Especially now. I'm sorry, Rose. I guess that maybe that champagne did relax me.
So, Marguerite, what's your claim to fame?
I'm the housekeeper.
Yeah? You always wear a tiara to clean the toilet?
Ma, could I see you in the kitchen?
Hey, take it easy. I'm not Gumby.
Rose, I thought we decided that pig was going to stay in the pen out back.
Oh, he didn't like it there. It was too confining. Oh, baby's a free spirit, a wanderer, a rebel. You know, in a lot of ways, he reminds me of Jimmy Dean.
The actor or the sausage?
I will never forget the look on your face when Dorothy and I tangoed onto the floor.
And I will never forget the look on your faces when you were disqualified and I won the $1,000.
And it was so sporting of you to share your winnings. With my $10, I got that can opener I always wanted.
I think I got one.
Where?
Past the lifeguard stand.
Bald guy about 20 yards out?
Yeah? Yeah, watch his face. Huh? Am I right?
You got one, no doubt about it. That gentleman just peed in the ocean.
How many is that today? 3, 4?
Marguerite, I'd like you to meet my mother. This is my mother, Sophia Petrillo. Ma, this is Marguerite.
I'm pleased to meet you. Won't you join us?
Yeah, and pour me some of that champagne. I never know if I'm going to make it to New Year's. So what are we celebrating? Did the Supremes get back together?
You know, I really think you should go and lie down. You look exhausted.
Hey, I'm 80. I look like this in the middle of a dead sleep. Sophia! Rose, what are you doing in the bathroom?
Ma, this is the kitchen.
Oh, boy, if this is the kitchen, I'm poaching an egg in the toilet.
You think I don't want you here, huh? Well, this is my home, and a man's home is his castle, and in this castle, I'm the king. Capiche?
He's talking nonsense. He must have got hold of the drop in the broom closet.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I want you to move in.
You mean that?
No!
Ah, too bad you said it.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Please. Hello, Michael.
Okay, that's it. When she gets off the phone, we're going for lunch. I'm tired of listening to these lousy Mother's Day stories.
Sophia, don't you have a Mother's Day story?
I said I was tired of listening to lousy Mother's Day stories. I wouldn't mind telling a good one. Picture it, Brooklyn, 1957. The second Sunday in May. Dorothy had gone to pick up my mother and I was getting the house ready, which mostly meant trying to get my Salvador into a shirt with sleeves.
Honey, do you still think you can fly?
Yes.
Fine. Then if you're going to fly, you're going to have to take me with you. Do you still want to do it?
Absolutely.
I really should have paid closer attention during that refresher course back at the junior college.
Oh, my God. He's flying.
I haven't had a decent night's sleep in weeks. Every time I climb into bed, I feel guilty.
Take down the video equipment.
I'm talking about the brass bed. I shouldn't have kept it. Rose was right. It's just like stealing.
Then call the store and return it.
Oh, I can't do that. I've had it over 3 weeks. They won't take it back.
How much wear can you give a bed in just 3 weeks?
This cheesecake is delicious.
It's not bad for store-bought. I'd love to have another cup of coffee.
I will put on another pot.
What's all the racket? Oh, Martha and the Vandellas are back.
It's all right, Dorothy. I've got one home just like her.
You have one at home, too?
One at home? What am I, a cocker spaniel?
Hello. You must be Michael's mother.
And you must be Lorraine's mother. We weren't expecting you until tomorrow.
What do you think, Ma? Is she beautiful?
Oh, wow. He's really getting along great with his future mother-in-law. I'm going to call Al and tell him I'll sail around the world with him.
Sophia, did Vincenzo really say all that?
Of course not. He's a carpenter. I'm a philosopher. He said he wants everyone out of the garage until the work is completed.
But why?
Because to an old guy with cataracts, you two look like Swedish stewardesses. Old age can play a lot of cruel jokes.
Looks like the road company of Cocoon.
Have a little respect. These are all masters of their crafts.
Hi, girls. Who are all these old men?
The Osmond brothers, Rose. The years without Donnie have not been kind to them. What do you mean you're not calling the police? The man just told you we robbed a bank.
He also told me he had a very good reason. He did it for love.
Gee, the most any man ever did for me was getting all his sheep to lie down in a field and spell out my name.
Is it safe? Come in. Ma's at the drugstore. Come in, but make it quick. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, let's go. I really feel so terrible about running out on Ma like that.
I don't.
Hey, give it a rest, Raymond. You're in her mouth more than her dentist.
Just fine. Stan's format doesn't have to beg a woman to get into bed. Women come to me.
Yeah. Right after they get the approval number on your MasterCard.
Good night.
Oh, shut up.
I'm sorry, ladies, but without a description, there's absolutely nothing we can do. But if you remember anything, give me a call.
How about if I just want to say hello?
Dorothy, I'm in the ladies' room. I look in my brassiere. What do you think I find?
Hopefully what we all find when we look in.
Like when I say men are blinded by my beauty, they're not really blinded. They get their sight back in a day or two.
Oh, Barbara, this is my mother, Sophia.
Ah, Sophia, your daughter is one of the most beautiful people I've ever met.
Boy, you writers never stop using your imagination. Well, goodbye. When it's time to return to Sicily, 3 different suitors beg her to stay. But she can't decide who to choose, so she chooses none of them. But she agrees to meet with them at the same resort many years later. To her trio of suitors, that eventful gathering was referred to as Rendezvous with Sophia. But to the rest of the world, it was better known as the Yalta Conference.
Doesn't come as a surprise. I mean, you've spent every afternoon this week standing stark naked in a cold, windy studio.
Oh, I didn't catch cold at Laszlo's studio, Dorothy. Laszlo keeps me too warm for that. Too warm and too tingly. Warm and too tingly and too hot.
Oh, have some juice anyway, Blanche. I'd feel better.
Not that we actually do anything. Girls, there is a busload of Greek sailors out front. They want to know how many drachma there are in $8.
I know it didn't turn out so well, but it was an honest mistake. Besides, something good came out of it. We learned to make souvlaki.
Boy, did you just miss a real gem.
Poor Dorothy, what are you doing up again?
I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see Uncle Sam going through my purse.
Still worried about the money you owe the government?
Oh, no, Blanche. I'm worried about whether Michael Jackson will be able to buy the remains of the Elephant Man.
Really? Gee, I'd be worried about the money.
Why don't you take Sven around?
I don't think I feel like sightseeing.
Oh, it might do you good, Blanche.
I know it'll do you good, and it's certainly a lot healthier than sitting here in the house stewing all day.
Maybe you're right. An active day out on the town with a handsome young man just might take my mind completely off old, what's his name?
Floyd.
How childish to resort to name calling, you Jezebel.
Floozy.
Tramp.
I am a tramp. Blanche, have you heard the latest ad campaigns? Join the Navy, see the world, sleep with Blanche Devereaux. Join the Army, be all you can be, and sleep with Blanche Devereaux.
A true rumor. It actually happened, just like you said.
Well, not with me, it didn't.
Mr. Kessler, who was the woman?
Well, I can't reveal her identity under any circumstances.
Independent sources have already identified the woman as Blanche Devereaux.
Oh, please, what sources?
Start the press conference now. Where is Rose?
Oh, she left to pick up her cadet troop.
That's adorable. She wants to share this moment with friends her own age. You must be very proud of your daughter.
My daughter?
Friends her own age. Well, how old do you think Rose is?
Well, based upon her letter, we figure 9 or 10.
I'm so proud of you, Dorothy. You're just doing beautifully. Nobody would dream you have a fear of flying, unless they happen to glance at the bruises on my forearm. You think maybe you could hold on to something else for a while, honey?
Oh, of course, honey. I'm sorry. Marguerite, I'd like you to meet my mother. This is my mother, Sophia Petrillo. Ma, this is Marguerite.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you. Won't you join us?
Yeah, and pour me some of that champagne. I never know if I'm going to make it to New Year's. So what are we celebrating? Did the Supremes get back together?
You know, I really think you should go and lie down. You look exhausted.
Hey, I made it. I look like this in the middle of a dead sleep. Sophia! Rose, what are you doing in the bathroom?
Ma, this is the kitchen. kitchen.
Oh, boy, if this is the kitchen, I'm poaching an egg in the toilet.
Fine, just doing fine.
Terrific.
You know, this reminds me of the big dance back in St. Olaf to kick off Pretzel Week. My Uncle Gunther after the great beer nut shortage of 29.
Foul, foul, send a judge over here. This woman is trying to put us to sleep.
You think I don't want you here, huh? Well, this is my home, and a man's home is his castle, and in this castle, I'm the king. Capiche?
He's talking nonsense. He must have got hold of the drop in the broom closet.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I want you to move in.
You mean that?
No.
Ah, too bad you said it.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Please.
You got about an hour to kill.
Oh.
Excuse me. Are you waiting for the bus to Northern Falls?
No, St. Olaf.
I've visited there. Lovely little town.
Oh, yes, yes, it is.
Rolling hills. Charming homes.
Yes.
Full of idiots. Hi, honey.
Hi, Rose. I can see your house from here.
Really? Where?
Rose.
Honey, we want you to come in off the ledge. We're worried about you.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm not going to jump. That would be crazy.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm going to fly. Look, here's where you can reach me. Call me if you can work things out. I'll be there until showtime.
Fine. Oh, one more thing.
What's that?
Could you leave by the back door? Buddy and Gretchen weren't people, were they?
Of course not. They were dogs. Gretchen was a Dalmatian and Buddy was a Schnauzer. And Mr. Big Butter wasn't too happy when he ended up with a litter of Schnalmatians. I'm going to call Al and tell him I'll sail around the world with him.
Sophia, did Vincenzo really say all that? Of course not. He's a carpenter. I'm a philosopher. He said he wants everyone out of the garage until the work is completed.
But why?
Because to an old guy with cataracts, you two look like Swedish stewardesses. Old age can play a lot of cruel jokes.
Yeah, but it would have been more touching if it hadn't been a felony.
Well, still, though, it just goes to show your hair may turn gray, your skin may wrinkle, but you're never too old for romance. So don't give up, girls.
So where are you going all dressed up?
Raymond invited me out for an intimate dinner. Actually, it'll be the first time in weeks that we've been anywhere without Ma.
Is that why you sent her off to the drugstore?
You're dumping your own mother?
Faster than CBS dumped Jimmy the Greek.
Girls, I want to give you all my gift next, okay? I just thought this was such a cute idea. I made the same one for each of you. Here, Sophia.
The man of Blanche's boudoir.
It's a calendar. Each month has the picture of a man who's brought some special joy into my life.
No.
I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh.
Oh, Stanley Zbornak, I don't believe that you're trying to charm me.
Is it working?
I don't think so.
Then you leave me no choice. I'll have to pull out the big gun.
You're wasting your time, Stanley. I'm familiar with the big gun.
Let us cut them loose before they drag us down.
Blanche, you expect me to betray one of my dearest friends, not to mention my own mother, just so that we can win a few extra dollars?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
This old lady who lived up the street, she never smiled. I mean, she always looked angry. The kids said she'd kill anyone who even stepped on her property. We used to call her Mean Old Lady Hickenlooper.
Yeah, kids can be pretty cruel.
No, that was her name, Mean Old Lady Hickenlooper. She had to change legally because everybody called her that.
Then how come your name isn't Big Dummy?
Look, I've read and reread your list of demands.
Wait the Kraken. Before you begin, I want to tell you something. I'm no novice when it comes to major negotiations.
Oh, really?
Let me tell you a story. Picture it. Sicily, 1922.
Does it bother you that I gain weight?
Oh, I'm just so glad to have you back again. Listen, let's go and I'll show you where you'll be staying so you can unpack your things.
Now I understand why she's sleeping in Blanche's bed. We know it can support the weight of an average female and 2 Venezuelan soccer players.
It's another one of your practical jokes. If I look through that, I'll get charcoal all around my eye.
All right, Dorothy. Fine. Why don't we just call a truce with a nice piece of peanut brittle?
Come on, Ma. The peanut brittle is an even older gag than the kaleidoscope. I'll open the can, snakes will come out. Honey, face it, I am too smart for you. I am not falling for any more of your practical jokes.
Is that sign Doug?
Yes.
I know him. He's a sick man.
I'm terribly sorry for this mix-up. Goodbye. Oh, my God, I don't believe this. I'm going to call the cops if you don't get out of here right away, you pervert.
Hi, Father Rossi. Here's the canned goods for the needy.
What'd you do, shortchange somebody down at the feed store?
Worse. I fed BBs to my prize lamb Harlan so he'd weigh in heavier at the county fair.
Oh, my God, Rose, how do you sleep at night?
I knew it was wrong all along, but I wanted to win first prize. And I would have if Harlan could have held it just a little longer. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Rose.
Oh, hi, Rose. Would you consider teaching me how to drive?
Oh, sure, Sophia. How about this? I teach you how to drive and you teach me how to be a great Italian cook.
Everybody's a comedian today.
He's dull, boring, and has dubious taste, to say the least.
That is some schoolgirl attempt to get my goat. You're wasting your breath.
I'm simply questioning how any man could possibly choose you over me.
It's not working, Blanche.
I suppose there could be some exceptions. Convicts who haven't seen a woman in 25 years.
It's still not working, you bimbo.
Yes, this is Blanche, and how did you get this number? And better yet, why am I even talking to you? I don't like you. Matter of fact, I hate you. You can just tear up my number and then go climb back under your slimy rock with all the rest of your slimy friends. And don't you ever call here again. Dorothy, call Stan. I've been talking to that good-looking reporter over there. He just got back from Russia. He told me a couple of very interesting things. It snows there in the summertime, and they don't have very many attractive women. Do you realize what that means? When we go to Russia, I will have my pick of any man in the country, and you can make a snowman in June. I would say I always enjoyed talking to you when I'd come home from one of my numerous dates. And I would say I always looked up to you like an older sister.
Thank you, Blanche. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I would also say you're fat.
Oh, my! You look stunning. Doesn't she just look stunning?
Sophia, what are you doing here?
I live here, remember? What is this, the Miss Black America contest?
Rose, I thought we decided that pig was going to stay in the pen out back.
Oh, he didn't like it there. It was too confining. Oh, baby's a free spirit, a wanderer, a rebel. You know, in a lot of ways, he reminds me of Jimmy Dean.
The actor or the sausage?
Gentlemen, our charity dance marathon is now entering its 7th hour. Let's give our contestants a great big hand.
But that wasn't a scheme, Sophia. That was a legitimate business.
And we lost our shirts. That's the beauty of this water thing. You can't lose. It's a ripoff, pure and simple. That's why the French were the first ones to come up with it.
I'll remember him. I finished the scarf, you know.
Oh, great. Listen, next time we go to New York, maybe you'll take it to him,
Nah, I think I'll mail it. That way, I'll always picture him right here on the boardwalk.
Hey, someone's sitting there.
What?
Salvador and I would like you to move in with us.
Forget it. I am not moving in.
Why not?
Let me tell you a story. Picture it. Sicily, 1881. A beautiful young peasant girl.
Mama, not another story.
Sophia, come closer.
There you were. Well, I was ready for the fight of my life, but all you said was, "Why, darling, I just came out here to give you away with my blessing." Why, I think Marion Deck might be the best thing in the world for you, Blanche. Well, at 17, I wasn't about to do anything you wanted me to do.
Honey, do you still think you can fly?
Yes.
Fine. Then if you're going to fly, you're going to have to take me with you. Do you still want to do it?
Absolutely.
I really should have paid closer attention during that refresher course back at the junior college.
Oh, my God. He's flying.
There he is.
Dorothy, can I ask you a question? What do you think I ought to do with my bed?
Put it in the Smithsonian, Blanche. It has more miles on it than the Spirit of St. Louis.
I am serious. What do you think I should do?
Come on now, Blanche. You know the difference between right and wrong.
Please, and bet she only knows the difference between right and left.
This cheesecake is delicious.
It's not bad for store-bought. I'd love to have another cup of coffee.
I will put on another pot.
Good.
What's all the racket? Oh, Martha and the Vandellas are back.
It's all right, Dorothy. I've got one home just like her.
You have one at home, too?
One at home? What am I, a cocker spaniel?
You are impossible.
Hello, we're a little early. I'm Greta Wagner, and these are my sisters, Trudy and Libby.
I'm so sorry. The house is such a mess.
Why, it's neater than our maid ever gets ours. I'd hire you anytime.
Well, I'm a little bit rusty, but I think he said, picture it, Sicily, 1939. The war is on. A promising young architect is offered a job to spearhead construction of a new wing at the Vatican.
Wait a minute, Ma. You say your Italian is rusty, but you know the word for spearhead?
It was my brother's nickname for a while as a child.
Dorothy, you can't give up. You're no quitter. Why, just think of the many times you have been dumped by a man. Did you quit dating? No, ma'am. You sank even lower, scraping the bottom of the barrel, facing certain humiliation. And why?
Okay, thanks, Blanche. I get the point.
No, I mean it, Dorothy. Why?
It turned up 3 days later.
Where'd it turn up, Dorothy?
What do you say we just forget the whole thing?
No way, I'm really mad.
All right, it's late and I'm tired, so listen up.
Oh, Ma, you're going to tell us a story.
No, I'm going to do shadow puppets. See, an elephant eating a peanut. Happy? Of course I'm going to tell a story. Picture it. Morocco, the 30s.
The 1930s?
No, 30 degrees. Do I look like Willard Scott?
3 men and no baby. They kept passing me around and kissing me and powdering my behind.
So what was so disturbing?
Well, I woke up and I'd only gotten to sleep with Steve Gutenberg. And I'm not even sure who he is.
I'll make some breakfast.
You know, it's such a shame. You two stuck here and your 40th anniversary stuck with us.
40th anniversary?
Sure. Today's the 25th, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, I guess it is.
I remember when my parents celebrated their 40th anniversary. They did the cutest thing. They renewed their marriage vows. You two should do that.
Willard.
I'm sorry, I did it again.
Sophia.
Henry Ford.
That's correct. For another 100 points, who is the current Secretary of State? Willard.
Charles Schultz.
What's the big deal about the Mortimer Club anyway?
Rose, the wealthiest men in Florida go there. And it's always been my experience that wealthy men make the best lovers.
Is that true?
No. But if you tell them that, sometimes they'll take you to the mall and let you use their credit card for 45 minutes.
Oh, Blanche, honey, I hope you don't mind. I borrowed your rhinestone necklace.
No, that's all right, but I think I should point out it was designed for a dainty neck.
Let's get down to business. I've got to get back to the chow wagon for the lunch rush.
Yeah, we'll just leave you to your negotiations.
Before we go, can we get you some milk or some double stuffed Oreos?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Boy, he's tough.
Oh, no, I must have mixed the two up.
Mom, when are you going to learn that you have to stop with these ridiculous practical jokes?
I can't believe it. She fell for it again. You want to have yachts tattooed on your forehead. Here you go. You are brilliant, Harry.
That you would disturb me with something this ridiculous when you know how important my exam is. If I don't pass it, I don't get my raise.
That's it. Everybody out. Sophia, we're scared. I'm scared, too, that we won't be able to afford meat on the table. You want to wind up swapping recipes with the chunks? Out, out!
Of course I didn't sleep with the teacher. You have to be very careful these days. I promised I would if he'd give me the answers. I call it safe teasing.
Well, you can just have them back. I've only cheated once in my life, and I vowed I'd never do it again.
Couldn't handle the guilt, huh?
No, I got caught.
I am never getting into a car with you again, ever.
I can't believe you're being such a wimp.
Ma, you went through the stop sign, you hit a mailbox, you almost ran over Mrs. Burlfine.
Please, the woman's already in a wheelchair. How much more damage could I do?
Blanche, if I thought for a second that there was anything between you and Ted, I never would have done what I did.
What did you do, Dorothy?
She spent the night with Ted.
But Ted was your date, Blanche. Dorothy, you must have slept with somebody else.
What do you say about my hunches now, Dorothy? 5 more minutes, I would have had it.
Ma, how could you know? No one knew.
Please, look at his nose. Of course he's Italian. Pay attention. You're in for a treat.
Oh, Ma, not another act.
No, Dorothy, not just another act, the act. I've taken a classic and reworked it Sophia style. Thanks for the Medicare. For Blue Cross and Blue Shield. For a hip that finally healed.
Why don't we use our time constructively and work on your eulogy? Now, what are you planning to say, honey?
I don't know. I'll probably start out talking about Aunt Gretchen, the person. She was always a very rigid person.
Especially now. I'm sorry, Rose. I guess that maybe that champagne did relax me.
I mean, ever since I was a little girl back in St. Olaf, every year I'd blow out my birthday candles and wish for one, and every year I'd get a freshly carved pair of wooden shoes. Except for one year during the Depression when I just got a block of coal, which I carved into a pair of high-top kids.
You can do anything you want to her, just don't hurt us.
All right, right now, let's let the dance marathon begin. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Blanche, you're not going to believe this. I just twisted my ankle. I'm not going to be able to dance.
No, you have to.
I can't believe you forced me to dance all night in pain. I mean, if you win, you said you were going to take all the money. What do I get out of this evening?
I've been doing a lot of thinking, and if after all the years of love and companionship, Fernando and I are meant to part company, I'll just have to accept that. Time to time, life deals you an unfriendly hand. There's nothing you can do about it. I guess there's a lesson to be learned here. Sometimes life just isn't fair, kiddo.
Hi, Ma.
Oh, Dorothy, I didn't know you were coming over. Did you bring the kids?
No, actually, I wanted a chance to talk to you alone.
Sal, Dorothy's here.
Did she bring the kids?
Hi, Pop. No, the kids are at home.
Hey, what the hell is this? I thought dinner was in the oven. There's nothing in here but a tin plate.
Take the foil off the top. It's something new. It's called the TV dinner.
Hello, xin chào các bạn nha. Hôm nay mình sẽ bầu quả ổi. Ổi đây là ổi mình chảy tại vườn nhà mình nên rất là đảm bảo và ngon. Ổi nhà mình rồng. Mình thích ăn những quả xanh xanh này, nó sẽ giòn hơn. Bây giờ mình sẽ rửa qua đi. Đây nha các bạn nha. Mình đã rửa qua đi ạ. Do ổi nhà mình rồng nên là mình sẽ không phải ngâm. Mình chỉ rửa qua đi cho nó sạch thôi ạ. Vì ổi nhà mình không có thuốc sâu gì hết. Thơm luôn các bạn ạ.